Right. So you were at RCC, and then with Norlina, how long were you doing that?
I guess I was in that band for probably a good 3 years, three and a half years, something like that.
So at your point, you're about, what, 24 maybe?
No, well, I joined
23?
that band at like 20 or 21.
Okay.
I think I maybe just turned 21 or something. And then I moved to Nashville when I was 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's when you decided to really pursue it.
Yeah. The band it was going good, but we went to Nashville and played a show for like CMA Fest. And I was just fell in love with Nashville. And I was like, this is where we need to be, you know, like if we're going to do this.
Right?
Yeah. And they were kind of more on the page of like, well, let's not be a small fish in a big pond, you know, because here we were a big fish in a little pond. Like we were kicking ass around this area at that time, and really had a good thing going. We ended up getting a record deal, and everything kind of got a little different after that. It was just a lot of the typical stuff you kind of hear about, like labels, and I'm not going to mention names as far as the label goes or anything. But yeah, it just wasn't the greatest experience, and man, I just wasn't having fun anymore. Like I was like, this sucks. Like, you know, it's fun playing shows, but like, just there were tensions, and there's just so many egos, and I think we had 6 people at one point in the band, and that's
a lot of people to get to agree on things.
It is. It was tough, man. And I was like, we were just parting ways, you know. And,
right.
I mean, I didn't hate any of the guys, but we just weren't gelling anymore.
Yeah.
And so I left. I was like, I'm moving. I'm going to go to Nashville and just give it a shot. And I wanted to move out of my parents' house, you know. I wanted to, like, get out and do something because the military didn't work out. And, you know, part of me probably kind of felt like a failure for that. And so I was like, I got to get out and try something. And so I went for it. And, but yeah, like I said, it was May 6th. I was 24, packed up I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee, packed everything I could into that thing and moved. And I already had a house lined up. I knew some people there. And
cool.
Yeah.
So how long were you in Nashville before things took off for you? Like, what was your experience like when you first moved there?
Let's see. Well, through that band Norlina, we had I'd met Jason Michael Carroll. He did that song "Living Our Love Song" a while back, and that was like the first kind of famous person I met. And we had a deal with a booking agency or an agreement, whatever it was, and we had the same agent as Jason, and so we kind of got to meet him, and we kind of got to be buddies. And I moved to Nashville, and our agent called me, and she said, "Hey, Jason needs a guitar player in California for this like guitar, like I can't remember what it was called, but it was like some golf thing, and got to play." And anyway, I went out there and did that with him, and excuse me, that was within the first week.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
So it took off fast.
Yeah.
Well, you already had an agent, so that's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I can't really say like I had an agent, but it was she was our band's booking agent, and then she was his, and so it was just kind of her helping out, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I went and did that, and then I met a guitar player for Lady Antebellum while I was out there, Slim Gamble. And man, that guy really helped me out a lot. Like you just meet people, and they just, you know, these contacts, you don't think anything about at first, and then they're hitting you up for a gig. So that guy helped me out on multiple gigs, like not long after I'd been there. So
that's awesome.
I mean, I started working as soon as I got there, but I was also landscaping and doing that during the day.
Yeah.
I think we were working like 10-hour days doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would come home and practice, and just try to build my chops up, and then stuff kind of started happening. I'd met a guy, my buddy Ben. I met him probably a year before I moved to Nashville. This was probably the first time I went there, and we just like kept in contact. And then I guess, I don't know, I'd been in town for like 2 or 3 months maybe. And he played with the Swan Brothers, and he texted me one day. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm leaving this gig. Like, do you want an audition? Like, I can't guarantee you the gig, but I'll get you an audition." And I was like, "Yeah, like, that's a pro gig. Like, they're on a bus and everything." And so I thought that was it. I was like, done. I'm gonna do it. And so I started woodshedding, learning all their stuff, and ended up going and I met those guys like Zach and Colton Swan, and we went and hung out, and they just kind of got to know me a little bit, and went over to their house one day, and I played, and I didn't quite have a couple parts all the way, and like I just wasn't quite like a Nashville pro or whatever. Yeah. I didn't really know how to be at first, and so like they didn't like tell me no, but we just they just kept bringing me out and hanging out with me like over the next couple weeks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So they helped you out.
Yeah. They kind of showed me the ropes. I got to meet some cool people and just kind of see a different side of it, than what I was used to. And then they gave me a shot.